Again, on the line here, infamous Jay Moore, to talk to you.
Oh, I'm excited. Dave, are you there?
I'm so excited, too.
You are excited. We're all excited. This is beautiful. What a moment in radio. We're all excited. That's great. How you doing, Dave? Obviously excited.
I'm doing good, yeah. Enjoying the Vancouver sunshine. We're off the road for a couple of weeks, which is nice. We've had a busy summer, so it's nice to be home with the fam.
You are home with the fam. Oh, beautiful.
Yep.
Yeah, it's funny. We just did a 5440 tribute a couple of weeks ago because you were doing your album release party at the Alma Combo.
That's right.
So it's interesting that we're doing this now. And how is that, the Alma Combo? It was the album release party that you did, over COVID?
Yeah, so we made unbelievably, we made a live record during COVID.
Yeah.
For a very, very select few audience members.
Yeah.
And then the release party was last weekend at the Elmo, and there was a lot more people there for the release party than there was for the gig, let me tell you.
Yeah, and I figured they would come out for that for sure. Not only is it the Elmo Combo, but you recorded the album there, and what a place. I love a place like the Elmo Combo to see live music.
Yeah, it's a great venue. The sight lines are great. Sounds great. The lights are great. Michael Weckerly put a lot of thought and finances into turning that room into a world-class room.
Yeah. So back home, and how does it feel to be playing again? Because really, you got a tour coming up.
Yeah, we've had a busy summer. Things are back to pre-COVID numbers for us as far as how many shows we're doing in a year.
Yeah.
And we've had some great gigs this summer. Been all over Canada, from Newfoundland to Vancouver Island and everywhere in between. It's a good life.
Yeah, absolutely, man. It just feels great, and that's what we're all about. You're right, because we had the COVID years, the COVID era, and it just feels good to be out listening to live music. Place like Alma Combo, and to have 5440 playing. Like, there's no better party rock band, good time band than 5440.
Yeah, we are really seeing, and I think this is probably right across the industry, rock bands, people are coming out.
Yeah.
The crowds are packed, and they are excited, and they're just glad to be in the post-COVID world where you can go see live entertainment again.
Yeah.
And I think that, real people playing real instruments without click tracks or backing tracks or vocals on tape, we're a bit of an anomaly now. So it's a little bit of a different experience, and we feel like we're reaping the rewards.
I gotta ask you, just being, this is your profession. How did it feel going through COVID? Like, you really don't know the end. You don't know what's happening. Like, do you just sit stagnant? Obviously, you guys were writing music still. Did you think there was going to be an end to this? Did you think you were going to be doing shows again? Did you think your music would be, released? What did you think?
Well, I mean, obviously. Musicians weren't the only ones who lost their livelihood during that time. We made a record during COVID.
Yeah.
Not just the live album, but we made a record of new material, which is coming out in October, called West Coast Band.
Yeah.
And the impetus for the record sort of started out at the beginning of COVID when we realized that all our shows were canceled. We weren't going to be playing for God knows how long. And we decided to really investigate this thing called Zoom, where
nice.
we would get on a Zoom call once a week for an hour and just be a band. We all live in different places. Everybody's on a different island, except for I'm in Vancouver, but the other three members of the band are all on different Gulf islands.
Oh, wow.
So it's not like we can just sort of have a socially distanced meeting on the street corner.
Yeah.
So we got on Zoom and we started telling after a few weeks of this, with nothing to look forward to in the near future, we started talking about old stories about the band. And those old stories turned into songs. And so the entire record that we've made is about the band. There is no metaphor in it. There's not a love song. It's all literally stories about the band's existence. There's a song about each member of the band. There's songs about different experiences we've had, different gigs we've played. And we're really looking forward to showing our fans that record because it's a bit of an inside joke. but I think that it's funny enough that it can get outside as well.
I think it's super cool, to be honest with you. I think knowing some of the history of the band through your music is a cool idea. Yeah.
Dave, I was going to ask you. I've been playing your music on another classic rock station for years since you put out your first single and first album.
Yep.
And the name 5440. A very unusual name, 5440, but I found out what it's all about. Can I tell everybody, and you can confirm this if it's true?
Please do.
All right. There was a slogan way back, probably 150 years ago or so, I'm guessing.
Yep.
5440 or fight, which was a slogan to express the unsuccessful expansionist agenda of President James Knox Polk's presidency. James wanted to control a contested U.S.-Canada border area in the Oregon boundary dispute. In fact, he wanted to take over all the way up to, I guess, half of British Columbia, make it into the States.
The bottom of the Alaska Panhandle.
Yeah, right there. Yeah, so he wanted to. So 5440 or fight basically had to do with the parallel, right?
That's right.
So
the phrase "manifest destiny." If you were paying attention in grade 10 history class,
I was.
They talked all about manifest destiny and how the U.S. felt that it was their God-given right.
It was. They thought that, yeah.
To have control of all of North America. So it's very much a political slogan.
Mm-hmm.
Brad and Neil, who formed the band and met in high school, they actually met in history class when they were learning about it.
Oh, yeah.
And they grew up in Tsawwassen, BC, which is a border town, so they thought it would be a good idea for a band name.
Yeah.
And the funny thing is, I mean, I'm not an original member of the band. I've only been in the band for 20 years. I'm the new guy.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
And I'm a little bit younger than the other guys. So I was in high school when I first heard of 5440 when they released their independent record, Set the Fire. And I remember thinking, I already knew the slogan 5440 or fight because I did pay attention in grade 10 history class.
How many people in history class knew about President James Knox Polk?
Well, yeah, I mean, this was a unit that was studied, at least in my class.
Yeah.
Anyway, I remember thinking, that's such a cool name for a band. And then when I joined the band, I realized, in actual fact, number names aren't actually that good because people mix them up. We've been called 5446. We've been called 5050.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
That's a good one. 50.
Well, also, there's a dash in between 54 and 40.
Yeah, so dash is silent.
So, okay, the dash is silent. But if you're looking it up on Google or any of the search sites, you got to put the dash in there. It makes it a lot easier to find 5440.
That's right.
Yeah. So you've had a successful career. 4 of the albums the band has done have been certified platinum in Canada. And you've also been nominated for 8 Juno Awards. So that's quite a record.
It's amazing.
Yeah, truly. One of the top-selling Canadian bands in the country ever since 1996. So it's going on a ways, 27 years so far, if I can
the band was formed in 1980.
Oh, okay.
And the first record came out the first independent record came out in 1984.
Mm-hmm.
The first major label album came out in 1985. So it's interesting. There's an article in the Toronto Star today about Blue Rodeo, feature on Blue Rodeo, and the very last paragraph was sent to us this morning, where Jim Cuddy says, the only thing that bothers me is that 5440's been around longer than us.
Oh, no kidding. Oh, Jim Cuddy, yeah. Yeah, they're another big band across the country. But you guys played your first gig in Coquitlam, December 8th of 1980. That's the same night that John Lennon was killed, by the way.
That's right.
Yeah, I wonder if maybe you weren't in the band at that time, but...
I was not in the band then, but the story goes that they were driving to the gig, and they heard on the radio that he'd been shot.
And
it definitely put a damper on that very first gig the band ever played.
Wow. There's a piece of trivia I didn't know, Papor.
Yeah, well, see, you learned something working with me,
yes,
Jay.
I do.
Yeah. So you're looking forward to coming to Seneca Niagara Resort and Casino next weekend? Weekend after?
Absolutely.
Yeah. September.
Yeah, it's been a while since we've been in Buffalo, actually.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to think... we played a street festival there a few years back that just went off. It was so great.
Yeah.
But we've also played that that casino as well. The last time we were in that casino gig, which is a really great room actually, we played unplugged. We were supporting an unplugged record, so it was all acoustic guitars. I sat at the piano a lot. This gig that we're doing next weekend is full rock and roll.
Oh, beautiful.
So bring your earplugs.
Beautiful.
Yeah, that's the Bears Den. That's where it's going to be, the Bears Den, 8 o'clock on Saturday and Sunday, the 8th and 9th of September. So,
I think maybe it's Friday and Saturday.
Yeah, it's Friday, Saturday.
That's what I said. Did I say Friday and Saturday?
I think you might have missed that, Pat Porter, but we're filling you in. Don't
thank
worry.
you.
It's fine. It's fine.
Right.
No, this is the kind of venue that I would love to see 5440. I mean, I personally like the smaller venues. Not that this is a smaller venue; it's a good-sized venue, but it's the acoustics in there is what I like. That's how I like to see a show.
I'm the same way.
Yeah.
I prefer a theater show or a bar show over a stadium show anytime.
Yes, it's a different environment, a different atmosphere. It's just the way I like good rock and roll, like what 5440 does.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, Jay Moore likes to MC the shows, and the reason he likes to be in a small venue, he likes the women to throw their panties up on stage.
Pat, you can't say that.
Why not?
Don't
It's
say
true.
stuff like that.
That's what happens when you're on stage, Jay Moore.
Dave, I apologize. This is a 90s broadcaster that still thinks jock radio is in
I said panties. Is that a bad word?
It's nice to know that some things never change.
Yes,
there you go.
Perfectly done. Dave, man, we can't wait till you get into Buffalo. Again, Seneca Niagara Casino, the Bears Den, Friday and Saturday, the 8th and the 9th, and you get your tickets at SenecaNiagaraCasino.com or
Ticketmaster.
Ticketmaster, yes.
For sure. Don't miss out on this. Nice and close to Niagara Falls, just over the river. Dave, it's been great.
A great night.
It's been great talking to you. Really great talking to you. How's your weekend going so far?
It's pretty good. Pretty good. I got a birthday party tonight for a friend, and he's an amateur singer in a band. He's actually an oncologist, a very successful oncologist. But his favorite hobby is not golf, poker. His favorite hobby is getting together with his buddies on the weekend to play in his band. So I'm going to whip down to Long McQuaid in a few minutes, and I'm going to get him a mic stand mounted cup holder so he can put his beer in it.
Wow. You are a genius. Every musician's favorite thing. You are a genius.
Everybody needs one.
Everybody needs one.
For sure. Oh, great. Fantastic. Well, you have a great time, and we'll let everybody know where you're going to be in September when you come to Buffalo.
Thanks very much for having me, guys.
Yeah,
okay.
Dave, thanks, man. It's been a pleasure.
Okay, see ya.
Take care, Dave.